Hey everyone, and welcome to the final day of our 7 days of yoga. Thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for sticking with me. Today is going to be nice and easy. We're just going to do a little bit of stretch and flow, and we are going to start off at the top of our mat in our mountain pose, and we'll just get right into it today. So our mountain pose, as always, has those feet right underneath the hips. If you are a little bit more comfortable with them a little wider or narrower, feel free to find that. We're going to start off with 3 nice deep breaths, leading with those arms as we inhale, taking them out and up. Exhale, circles them down and around. Same thing once again. Inhale takes us up. And exhale brings us down. On this third one, we're going to take it into our forward fold. Inhale takes us up. Exhale folds us forward, fingertips towards the toes. We're going to take just a moment in here. Feel free to be gentle with yourself, especially if this is the first lower body stretch that you've done or the first inversion that you've done. So if you got a little bit of a head rush for being upside down, feel free to keep it halfway up. If the legs are a little bit tight, maybe alternate lengthening one and then the other. Taking just a couple of nice deep breaths in this forward fold. When you get comfortable in that inversion, maybe relaxing the head and the neck, the shoulders. Maybe you shake the head yes or no, nice and slow. From here, we're going to take 2 halfway lifts with that next inhale. I want you to bring it halfway up, flat back, long spine. Exhale folds us forward. One more time, just like that. Our inhale takes us up halfway, flat back, long spine. Exhale folds us forward. Fabulous. We're going to take it back for a lunge. So I'm going to take that right foot, step it back nice and long. Toes meet the mat, heel stays up, and then we're going to bring that right knee all the way down to the mat. Top of the foot meets the mat. From here, we've got a nice, easy front to back flow. We're going to exhale to press those hips forward into our hip flexor stretch. Finding that nice deep stretch on that right side. With that inhale, go ahead and shift those hips backwards, lengthening that left leg, lifting those left toes. You can use the fingertips for balance, or you can point them towards those toes for a little bit deeper of a stretch. From here, I want to invite you to just move nice and easy at a pace that feels good for you, front to back, finding that hip flexor stretch and then that hamstring stretch. If you feel like you need a little bit of a hold in one direction or the other, feel free to take that hold, or if you like to move a little faster, get going a little bit more quickly, feel free to do that as well. We've got about 4 nice deep breaths in this range of motion. Fabulous. Go ahead and take 2 more nice deep breaths. And then with that next exhale, we'll meet in that low lunge. Alrighty. From our low lunge, we're going to take it through our 3-legged dog to our half pigeon. So first and foremost, I want you to plant those hands, curl that right toe under, lift the knee. As we send our hips up, we're going to take our left foot up and back into our 3-legged dog. Take just a brief pause there, a little stretch for that right leg, a little stretch for that left leg. Then we're going to bend the right knee, sweep that left leg underneath, place that shin down on the mat under those hips, top of that right foot meets, and then we'll take a couple breaths here. You've got a couple of options. You can keep it right here at center on those palms. You can bring it down to those elbows. You can bring the forehead to the backs of those hands, or if you like a little quad stretch, you can bring those palms around to inside of that shin, point those right toes up towards the ceiling, and circle that right arm around to catch that foot for that little bit of an extra stretch. If the hip flexors are tight today, maybe that'll feel good on those quads, or it might feel a little intense. Just an extra option. With that next exhale, if you found that quad stretch nice and easy, go ahead and release those toes down, plant those hands. We're going to curl that right toe under, lift the knee. As we send those hips up and back, we'll find our 3-legged dog one more time. So pressing that left foot up and then place it down next to the right. From here, we're going to take those knees down wide, send those hips back towards the heels for our child's pose. And And then we're going to take this into a little flow, just like our low lunge flow. This is going to take it from our child's pose. We're going to lift those hips up, and I like to pull my knees in just a little bit for this flow from where my child's pose is, because then we're going to press forward for our cobra or baby cobra. So nice and easy, finding that stretch. If you like a little more intensity on the lower back, you can press those arms nice and long. If you like a little less, they can be bent. Same as that lunge, we can just find that easy flow at a pace that works for you. So alternate between pressing those hips back towards the heels, nice stretch, and then pressing them forward towards the mat for that front side body stretch. Fabulous. One more time in each direction, then we're going to meet forward in that cobra. So pressing those hips down towards the mat, finding one more front side body stretch. And then we're going to take it to our downward facing dog. Curling those toes under, activate the core, press the hips up and back. And then let's walk those feet forward to meet those hands. Bring it back to that forward fold. From here, go ahead, nice and easy. Inhale, we'll roll it all the way up to our extended mountain. So when you get to that long spine, those arms come up overhead. And our exhale brings us back into that fold, fingertips towards the toes. Let's take our 2 halfway lifts here. Nice flat back, long spine with that inhale. Exhale folds us forward. Same thing, one more time. Inhale to our halfway lift, flat back, long spine. And exhale folds us forward. We're taking it back to that lunge. This time that left leg's gonna step back nice and long. Toes down, heel up, and then that left knee sinks to meet the mat. Top of that left foot meets. As we exhale, we're pressing those hips forward. Nice hip flexor stretch. And then same as before, we've got that little front to back flow. Lengthening that front leg as we send those hips backwards. Lifting those right toes up towards the ceiling. And then feel free to flow at a pace that works for you. So if you need a little hold in either direction, feel free to find it. Or if you like to move a little faster, feel free to move a little faster. Finding your breath, finding that stretch. And if this side feels a little bit different than the first side, that's okay. Taking it easy on yourself. To get one more time in each direction, and then we'll meet back forward in that low lunge. Alrighty, when you get to that low lunge, planting those hands, we're going to go once again through our 3-legged dog up to our half pigeon. So curling that left toe under, lifting the knee, we're going to send our right foot up and back. Nice little stretch here, and then bend that left knee, sweep that right leg underneath, that shin meets the mat under the hips, the top of that left foot meets the mat, and then you've got those same couple of options. You can keep it at those palms, you can bring it down to the elbows, you can bring the forehead to the backs of the hands, or if you like that quad stretch, bringing those hands right around in front of the shin, pointing those left toes up, and circling that left hand around to meet the left foot. And once again, this side can definitely feel different than the first side, so be gentle with yourself if it does. Go ahead and find one more inhale. If you have those toes up towards the ceiling, that exhale brings them down, and we bring it back to those palms. All right, we're going through our 3-legged dog to our down dog, which will take us to our child's pose to cobra. Curling that left toe under, lifting the knee as we send the hips up. We're going to take that right foot up and back, and then it's going to come down to meet the left on the mat. We've got that downward facing dog. And then go ahead and take those knees down wide, hips back towards the heels, child's pose. Take a moment here. And from here, we've got that little front to back. So once again, I like to bring my knees under my hips for this one. Feel free to take it in a way that feels comfortable for you. And then pressing forward to your cobra or baby cobra, and then back to that child's pose. Go ahead once more in each direction, meeting once again forward in that Cobra. And then from there, we'll take it to our downward facing dog, activating the core, curling the toes under, pressing the hips up and back, bending the knees and stepping forward to those hands. Next inhale takes us all the way up to that extended mountain. And exhale circles those arms down and around. All right, we're gonna go one more time on each side, but this is definitely gonna be a little faster than the first time through, now that we've just kind of gotten the stretches going. If you need a little longer in any of the stretches, feel free, as always, to pause the video and take a couple of extra ranges of motion or a couple of extra moments in any of the stretches. Or if you prefer the pace that we moved at for that first time through, feel free to take this video right back to the beginning and do it one more time through at that slower pace. All right, so we're gonna start off with that nice big inhale to take those arms out and up. Exhale folds us forward, fingertips towards the toes. Inhale to our halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Exhale folds us forward. One more time, inhale halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Exhale folds it forward. Right leg is going to step back nice and long, toes down, heel up, right knee meets the mat, top of that right foot meets. We're just going to go twice in each direction. So our exhale presses those hips forward, that hip flexor stretch. Our inhale presses us backwards, lengthens that front leg, lifts the toes, hamstring stretch. One more time each way. Our exhale presses us forward. Our inhale presses us backwards. We're going to take it forward one final time, just into that nice, easy lunge. Plant those hands, curl that right toe under, lift the right knee. As we send the hips up and back, we've got our three-legged dog. Left leg sends up towards the ceiling. And then we bend that right knee, sweep it underneath, place the shin down onto the mat, half pigeon. Top of that right foot meets, we've got 2 breaths here. You can always bring it down to those elbows or find that easy quad stretch. Not so easy quad stretch. Next exhale, if you found that quad stretch, releases or brings us back to those palms. We're going to curl that right toe under as we send those hips up and back. Three-legged dog just briefly. And then set that left down next to the right. Send those knees down to the mat, hips back towards the heels. Same thing here, we're going to do twice in each direction. So we've got our child's pose. We're pressing those hips forward to our Cobra. One more time, back to that child's pose. And then forward for our Cobra. From here, we're curling those toes under, activating the core, sending those hips up and back. Bend the knees, step or hop those feet forward to meet the hands, forward fold. All right, one more time through, we've just got to hit that second side. Our inhale is going to take us all the way up to our extended mountain. Our exhale is going to fold us directly forward once again. 2 halfway lifts here. Inhale to that flat back, long spine. Exhale folds us forward. One more time, just like that. Our inhale finds that halfway lift. Our exhale folds us forward. From here, that left leg is going to step back nice and long. That left knee is going to meet the mat. Top of the left foot meets twice in each direction. Our exhale presses those hips forward. Our inhale presses them backwards, lengthens that front leg, lifts those toes. Same thing one more time each direction. Exhale presses forward. Inhale presses backwards, lengthens that front leg. And then that final time just presses us forward to that nice easy lunge. Planting those hands, curling that left toe under, lifting the left knee. As we send those hips up, that right foot goes up and back, three-legged dog. Bend that left knee, sweep the right leg forward. Underneath, the shin meets the mat under the hips. Top of that left foot meets the mat. Again, we've got 2 breaths here in this half pigeon. You can keep it here, you can bring it down, or you can find that left leg quad stretch. Any of those options is fabulous. With that next exhale, if you found that quad stretch nice and easy, go ahead and release those toes down to the mat. Your inhale brings you to those palms. Final time through that three-legged dog. We're curling that left toe under as we send the hips up. That right leg goes up and back. It's gonna come right down to meet the left in our downward facing dog. And then one final time, we've got that child's pose to Cobra. Knees come down, hips set back towards the heels. Once again, just twice in each direction. So pressing forward into that Cobra. Final time back into child's pose. Final time forward into Cobra. We're gonna activate the core, curl those toes under, send those hips up and back, down dog. Go ahead and bend those knees, step or hop those feet forward to meet the hands, forward fold. And our inhale rolls us up to that extended mountain. Exhale, circles the arms down and around. We're gonna take one more nice deep breath. Those palms are gonna meet up overhead. Inhale takes us out and up. Palms meet right up overhead. Exhale pulls the hands down to heart center. Thank you for joining me for this final day of our 7 days of yoga. The light in me honors the light in you, bowing as we say namaste.